Have you ever noticed how industrial policies are announced with a huge bang, but their results are almost never talked about? Governments make these grand promises. We're going to revive entire industries, create thousands of jobs, and build up our strategic power. Subsidies are rolled out, big checks are written, and everyone acts like success is just around the corner. But fast forward a few years, and what do you find? The results are often underwhelming, and you never hear about the failures. Why is that? It's not that industrial policy is a fundamentally bad idea. The problem is the system itself. Think about it. Industrial policy runs on political time, not industrial time. A politician needs to show results before the next election, which is usually just a few years away. But building a competitive industry takes decades of trial and error, learning, and yes, even failure. This huge mismatch is where things start to go wrong. To get a quick, visible win, governments tend to fund projects that already look like a sure thing. The truly innovative, risky ideas get pushed aside. So, what happens? Companies get really good at writing grant applications and navigating bureaucracy, not necessarily at building better products or competing on a global scale. Economists call this selection bias. The money flows to the firms that are best at playing the political game, not the ones with the most potential. Once a project is funded, another set of strange incentives kicks in. If the government cancels a project, it looks like an admission of failure. But if they keep pouring money into it, it looks like they're committed and resilient. So even when a project is clearly not working, it's often easier to rebrand poor performance as a long-term strategic investment. Resources get locked into underperforming projects for years, long after they've stopped being useful. It's like a zombie project that just won't die, sucking up resources that could have gone to something much more promising. Then there's the problem of how we even measure success. Usually success is defined by things like how much money was spent, how many jobs were created on paper, or how many press releases were sent out. But these numbers don't tell you the whole story. They say very little about actual productivity, whether the company can compete without subsidies, or if the industry is truly sustainable in the long run. It's like judging a student's knowledge based on how many hours they spent in the library, not on their actual test scores. And when the disappointing results finally become undeniable, everyone starts pointing fingers. The policymakers blame unexpected market shifts. The companies blame the flawed policy design. The government agencies that handed out the money simply say they followed all the rules and procedures correctly. Responsibility just dissolves into thin air. No one is ever held accountable for the failure. This is why industrial policy doesn't usually crash and burn in a spectacular way. It just fades away. It decays quietly, leaving behind a tangled mess of incentives that reward just sticking around rather than actually performing. It protects companies from competition instead of helping them adapt and innovate. The real lesson here isn't that we should give up on industrial policy altogether. It's that without clear feedback loops, the discipline to cut losses, and a plan for when to exit, these grand plans to build industries often end up just preserving inefficiency. Failure doesn't look like a dramatic collapse. It looks like things just continuing on, year after year with no real progress. Thanks for watching. If you found this perspective interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of our world. See you next time.